Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier. Hey, welcome back. Happy Tuesday.
Hi, everybody. Yes, happy Tuesday.
And we have an audience today. Well, we did. Dexter's saying hello. And Easter. Easter was good. I cooked this roast I got from Jewel, and it was a bone in like ribbed beef roast. And when I was cutting it up, I think it's the prime rib. It was that good, and it was perfect because I'm more on the medium well where everyone else likes a little less. So it was perfect on how it came out and simple with adding potatoes, mac and cheese, rolls, corn, and then for dessert, cheesecake bites. And I slow roasted the roast at 250 for about 4 hours. And it's cool. It had a little pop-up timer like a turkey. And it popped up and I was like, oh yes, it's done.
And it's what's perfect.
Yeah, and leftovers were just as good and the dogs were in heaven. What is Okay. Peppy's getting into something, of course. So yeah, Easter was good and ate early enough so I could relax afterwards. Because let me tell you, last week was like a heavy work week and my dogs were killing me, and they usually aren't, meaning my feet. They usually
Right.
aren't.
Right, your dogs, your
Yeah.
feet.
But they were, and I was like, oh, I need to rest. Trying to think anything else exciting happened during the week. Um, I don't think so. That I can think
Well,
of.
that's good. Sometimes calmer is better.
Yeah. Oh, but did go yesterday to the junior high in Manuka every year, Grundy County. It's called the Family Fun Fest. I think they named it something else before and they changed it to Family Fun Fest. And they had bouncy houses, reptile show, you could buy snacks and stuff. And then they had the junior high has two gyms and they're separated by a wall. So the other gym had tables set up of local businesses in the area that you could get familiar with that, oh, I didn't know you existed. And then you get to collect a bunch of candy, pens, paper, and whatnot, and then go through it at home.
Well, it's
Like I
like
needed,
trick or treat for adults.
it is like I needed more pens. I should take a picture of my pen drawer and post it on the Facebook group. So,
Oh,
yes,
yes, do that.
I have more pens.
Yeah, we had a good Easter too. My daughter and her significant other came over and spent time with me, and we had a wonderful little dinner. I think I said I made that Irish soda bread, which they loved. It was so good. And I told you I used the KAMUT flour.
Yeah.
Highly recommend 10 out of 10. And then I made homemade potato salad, which I haven't done in forever. That was phenomenal. And then I was going to tell you, Ginger, that I saw that same guy his Sicilian potato salad. I'm gonna have to share that recipe with you. I mean, we'll put that on our Facebook group too. Um, yeah, I mean, it was just nice having them over. And then I spent, Wednesday was my twins' birthday. They turned 20, sorry, 21. I wish 31. And I spent the day with, again, my daughter, because it was her birthday, and her significant other. They always take time out to spend time with me and share these events. And I love it. I love my family. And I was gonna say, I know I haven't talked to you about this, but I just saw that I had a note on here because you and I were talking about keeping better notes, and I have to say I'm probably the guiltiest party here. there was a person that I saw on TikTok that was saying, what would you do if you didn't have to do like a 9 to 5 job every day, or you didn't have, somewhere else to be? Like if you were independently wealthy, what do you think your day would look like?
Rescuing
What would be the
animals.
first thing? Oh my God. Right? Okay. Well, we'll put that to the side because we both agree on that. Like when that becomes available, when there's funds for that, I'm in. Let's do that. But I mean for you personally, see how we are just always so giving. That's the first thing that comes to our minds.
Hmm.
What would you do for you every day?
Well, I don't know about every day, but I would at least do self-care, like a massage, like a week span. I'd get a massage, um, facial. Um, I'm a little weirded out about a pedicure because I was listening to a podcast. It was actually about the Real Housewives, which um I'm gonna do a podcast on reality because two shows came out, so I'm gonna have to go over 2 episodes of each. The Valley and Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which is new. And it was a girl on that show. She got a pedicure and was having issues with her feet and she couldn't figure it out. She got athlete's feet from the salon getting
Yeah,
pedicures.
unfortunately. Yeah, because they're
So
not they're not always the cleanest.
yeah, so that now has me freaked out because I was like, man, really? I never thought about getting that.
Well, there is a quick trick for that. Do you want to hear it? It's kind of gross, but I'll tell you the quick trick for it.
For athlete's feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
you ready? And I know that it works because I knew a guy who had terrible athlete's feet, and no matter what he did, powders, creams, medications, it never worked. I told him to start peeing on his feet in the shower every day. Guess what? It cleared up.
Wait, what did he put on?
He peed on his feet every day in the shower.
Oh my, are you
I'm
kidding
I'm
me?
serious. I told him this was Ginger. This was years ago. This is like AOL years ago. And I told him, and when he was telling me about this problem, these guys like, God, I got this athlete's feet and I can't get rid of it. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait a second. And I don't know who I heard it from, or maybe someone told me, or I read about it. But I said, read, someone told me that if because urine leaves the body sterile, that when you are in the shower, you're supposed to pee on your feet. That's why you're supposed to pee in the shower. And he laughed at me. He goes, "Okay, I'll try that." And I go, "Okay, well, or don't." It's totally up to you. Do you know he literally said 3 days later, he goes, "I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you this." He goes, "And I'm not pulling your leg. I'm not kidding." He goes, "I've been doing what you said for 3 days." He goes, "The itching has stopped." I'm like, "You're kidding." He goes, "No." I'm wondering if this is like a placebo effect. Ginger, he did that for 3 weeks straight, and his athlete's feet was gone. And then he said, "I'm never going to stop doing this." He goes, "Because I don't ever want that crap back." Because he said he had it for like a year,
Wow.
and he couldn't get rid of it. Powders, creams, medications. He's like, "I could not get rid of it," and that's all he did. And he goes, "I'm going to do this every day now."
Because you know what? I don't think people like are self-aware when they're like in a locker room where there's a pool and not where there's a thing as shower shoes, or you can
Yes,
get
I have
water
those.
moccasins.
Yeah, I got the shower shoes, girlfriend. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
my list is like your list, like almost to a T, because I would do this every day. You ready?
yes.
So I would do a daily facial. I watch this woman, and let's put her link in our show notes because she's fantastic. She's got me all back onto the self care routine where really I just kind of really strayed from the path. I would do a daily facial, or at least, like you said, weekly, maybe a couple times a week. But man, that would be a dream. And because of, I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but I was diagnosed with lymphedema. So I do my own daily lymph routine to kind of help myself. But I would do that every day, or at least every other day. And then I want to go swimming. I love the water. Do you love Oh, you don't love swimming. I'm sorry.
Um,
I love swimming.
I love my, and hopefully it's still intact, my floater, my little c- cedar floater
Yeah,
that I bring to the pool. Yeah, I love that.
yeah. I'm like a little fish. We've always had a pool ever since I was, little. And I think I told the story where I had technically drowned and they pulled me out of the pool. I was like 2 years old. My diaper was sticking out of the water. That's how they knew where I was. And believe it or not, I'm not afraid of water, so I don't know how I escaped that. But I would also want to do like a weight training circuit, like a cycle, because I know when I was doing weight training and I did like, arm day, leg day, stomach day, whatever, I did really well with that. And that's very good for people with lymphedema. And yeah, and then I would do shopping, Ginger. I'm like you. I want to know now, and I saw on that town post about the woman who has the fresh eggs. Like, I'm serious. If she can do more than just, hey, I'm going to be at this place on this day, I can't do it that way.
Yeah.
But if she can tell us she's going to be there like on a Saturday, I'm in. I'll totally do it because that's what I'm looking for. Local, farm fresh, everything at this point. And I told Linda too, I said, when I go and get these eggs, I said, do you want me to grab you a dozen? Because this way too, I feel like I could plan ahead and tell this woman, hey, I'm in for at least 3 dozen. And then I could give Linda the other dozen. And that way we would just always have them on hand and that they're fresh, you know what I mean? That they're not the chickens are well cared for and they're not being given all kinds of garbanza. So you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. Because I mean, that's another subject to get into about how our food is so much different when we were growing up, and
Yes.
obesity was not as
Never.
pertinent as it is
No.
now. And the
And all people got
illnesses.
to do is, yeah. And all people got to do is go look at the pictures of people at that during those times, 60s, 70s, even in the 80s. That didn't start until the 90s when it was, remember, fat free, sugar free, 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 free. And then everybody just got fatter and sicker. It's ridiculous.
Yes. So I'm going to do my chim chim chim. It's
Okay, go ahead.
actually from Ashley, my daughter. And she was at the store, just had one thing to check out. And why is that? When you have the one thing to check out, it's not so simple. And she had a woman in front of her, and she had younger kids, and she wasn't paying attention to them, and they're getting in all kinds of mischief. And one of them was playing with the register tape. I think there may be a button on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like the fees.
the cashier politely asked him, "Hey, could you not play with that? Please don't touch that." And of course the mom isn't reprimanding him. And
Of
he
course not.
didn't listen and he did it again. And she gently moved his hand away and she said, "I told you, please do not touch this." Well, then Mama got all upset and in her grill, "I want the manager. I want to see him now." And Ashley's just like, "Oh my gosh. Can you please conduct, your business with the manager and not hold up the line, you know?" She didn't
Right.
say
Right.
that, but under her breath, she's saying that. And
Right.
I think she said that the mother had the older daughter take the younger ones to the car, and um, the cashier was not too concerned about, getting in trouble. But, it's just an awareness that if you're out at the store and you have kids, they need to be respectful of the store and do not let them, be playing with the anything that belongs to the store, the register tape.
Yeah.
And with being a single parent, my kids would like just sometimes, act up in that and then and then they would have the I wants. And I was like, after a while, I was like, you're not coming to the store with me no more. And it was peaceful. But if we had the what we have now that you pull up and get your order put in your car. Oh, that would have been so nice back then if we had that.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I remember I have a very specific evening, or it was the dead of winter. I had all my kids with me, all four of them. It was like 6:30 in the evening. It was already dark because in the winter it's dark, slushing through the parking lot, through the slush and the snow, trying to go through the store with these, and they're all tired. We're all tired. And I'm like, not even halfway in, halfway down the first aisle, and they start because they're tired, they're crabby, they're hungry. And I literally just said, we have to be able to get through this. I have to be able to get through this. And I said, if you all cannot stop with the fighting and the whatever, the I want this, like you said, the I wants,
Mm-hmm.
I said, we're going home. And they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. They kept going. And I'm like, okay, we're going home. I turned around, left the cart in the aisle. I turned around, started walking out. And they're like, no, we promise, we promise. They were good throughout the whole store after that. And I'll tell you something, after that time, I didn't have an issue with them
Uh-huh.
because
And,
I was
and
like, I'm too tired. Like I would have just gone to like McDonald's or Burger King, Ginger. Honest to God, I was so tired. I was so cold. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to this arguing and bantering and fighting throughout the whole store. I'm like, I'm not
yeah.
doing it.
And on the other hand, also give somebody grace. If their kid's having a meltdown, don't give them dirty
Yeah,
looks and automatically thinking that,
right.
oh, you're a bad parent, your kid's acting up because um you don't know the situation. If anything,
No.
be compassionate, empathetic, and maybe even ask, hey, can I help? I've heard stories about people on airplanes where the mom was having issues and she's had more than one kid, and a complete stranger says, can I help you? And like
Yeah.
would hold the
Yes.
baby.
Yes. And guess what? Some of those were actually men that just held the baby while she was able to tend to her other child and actually helped to calm down the baby that was crying. And I thought, what a wonderful world it would be if we
Mm-hmm.
could not judge, like you said, and just help provide some relief.
Yes,
Excellent suggestion. I think we should all do that.
yes. Because we've been there, Give
Oh my God, have we ever?
Give the mom a break. We've all had a kid have a meltdown in the store. Is
Yeah,
it embarrassing? Yes, because you're trying to control the situation as calmly and quickly as possible, and then having people stare at you
right,
doesn't help, you know,
right.
and being judgy. So yeah, just think, m- us who ha had kids, one time or another, we all were there.
Yeah, we were. We sure were. And sometimes, like you said, I think people get frustrated because they just want to say that you're being, a horrible parent. No, I'm just being a parent and they're just being kids. And we're just, like you said, we're just trying to get through the moment.
Yeah.
Like you said, give us a little bit of grace. So we understand that. I just would like people to kind of maybe pay that forward a little bit. That would be very nice.
Um, Sorry, here I go again with the yawning. Uh, and in past
Are we
episodes we
boring
have
you?
what?
Are we boring you?
Yeah. In
It's
the past,
it's just the end of the day. Sorry, go ahead.
that's right. In the past we've had episodes about uh crime and domestic violence because it seems like that seems to be up. And one thing that, and we've discussed this before, that we talked about is restraining orders and the domestic violence and how stuff is slipping through the track, yeah, through the crack. Either they're not getting a restraining order or they do and it doesn't work.
Right,
So,
because what's the point? It's just a piece of paper. It has to be
yeah.
enforced. I don't know what the purpose is of that.
So,
Maybe there just needs to be more jail time.
right. So the most recent case, they came back with a guilty verdict. I think they said it's possible he could get up to 20 years. And that was that
Hmm.
doctor from Hawaii that took his wife on a trail for her birthday. She's not even interested in that. And um She
Yeah,
said he
I
was
know.
trying to push her over the edge and she grabbed onto
Yeah.
a tree, and he claimed she attacked him and had her legs wrapped around him, and that he
Right.
grabbed a rock and bashed her head 10 times, self-defense. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, don't think so. And the jury did not believe him.
Didn't buy
So,
it either. Thank God.
yeah. So stay tuned to see how much time they give him. And
No, that's
then,
Gerhard Koenig.
yeah, that's a very interesting first name because I know somebody with the last name of Gerhard, but not the first. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
interesting. Is he
Yeah.
foreign? No. We listened
He's
to
not
him
foreign,
talk.
but yeah, he talks, with a regular, what we call like an American accent.
Yeah. And then another one, and then we may have mentioned it last week, but there was an update with that case where the married couple was on a dinghy and the wife fell off with the key, and the husband said, I lost sight of her, and since then stuff has come out. A friend released text messages and he just felt something ain't right. And her daughter, because this was her stepdad, said something ain't right, and they've had a volatile past, and so now he's
Yep, he
arrested.
choked her out before.
Yeah, he's arrested.
Good,
So
good,
um
good.
stay tuned to that, because even though there isn't a body, you can still charge someone. I know there's been cases. I can't think of any offhand, but I know there's been cases.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah. And I was going to interject with, and this is something that learned this just recently, that you are so much more likely to be unalived by your partner when they put their hands around your neck. And this woman, her sister and her friend had both said that he had done that to her to the point to where she became unconscious. And I believe he also did it to his daughter. So, and they drank. They both drank a lot, from what I understand. And that's when things would get dicey between them. So, anytime women are in these situations and these things are happening, and I just don't think that women fully understand the danger that they're in, as I did not fully understand the danger that I was in because that happened to me on a regular basis and with the hands around the neck, and did not realize that until decades later how perilous that is for women in that situation, that more often than not that partner ends up completely taking that person out because that's just, I guess, the progression of the escalation of the abuse that happens. So although it is difficult to leave in these instances, in these relationships, it's not impossible. It's more difficult and tragic for your family and your friends to lose you. And there is support out there, and we can repost again the National Center for Domestic Violence for anybody who needs help, guidance, advice, whether it's for you or for someone that you love.
Yes, and don't ever think that um because I was in that position where I felt I couldn't do it on my own and this and that, and my kids were called luggage by him. Nobody will want you and your luggage. And I'm just like, man, are you just very insulting? But yeah, you can be like beaten down, like
Yeah,
mentally, and feel that you're not um worth it, that you can't do anything because they make you think you can't live without them.
right,
And that's
right.
not true. Don't ever think you can't do something because you
And
can.
it's
You'd be surprised.
exactly. Oh yeah, and both of our mistakes, second mistake, well, for me it was my second mistake. They didn't work. You and I worked. And that's so funny to me because I'm the one that made the money. And I went to work every day and I paid for everything, managed the household, and of course was in charge of the children. And do you think he lifted a finger to go to work and to put food on the table? No. Would he go to a food pantry? No. Would not do anything but sit on his wide, double wide back end and would watch cartoons all day because he was just an overgrown child, an untitled child. So when I got to my wits' end and I actually had somebody help me from my job, recognize what I was in, help me to leave, thank God, because things were escalating that I was not aware of in the situation that I was in. And I just thank God every day. I think I'm so lucky that I got myself and my kids out with the help of people. There is help out there. And I was like you, I didn't know who to go to, who to reach out to. I just thought one way or another, I'm going to get out of this situation. I didn't know how. Thankfully, I had that help. But this day and age, there's so much more information on your phone, on your computer. If you are, fortunate enough to be able to have a job, people are around you are seeing what's happening. They're probably just not saying anything because they're trying not to be rude, but do what you can. If there's someone that you can confide in, and you'll have to, covertly plan like I had to. I covertly planned for a week and I was successful. And we were basically in hiding for 9 years. When I say in hiding, like in plain sight, I just didn't ever talk to anybody, no old friends, no family, no nothing. But I continued to work and rebuild my life. And I consider that a success. So we had 9 years of peace until he, reared his ugly little head 9 years later, but that's a different story. And you did very well too on your own, didn't you?
Yes, even though I didn't have much help family wise. I had a good neighbor, but yeah. And I tell people, you can't like give it thought, think about it. You just have to do it and just keep moving forward
Yes.
and dealing with any obstacle that comes in the way. Oh, and then you want to briefly we could put a link about that briefly talk about Crystal Harris.
Yes. And I told you that was on Netflix, right?
Yes.
So her name was Crystal Harris. And long story short, she was in a very abusive relationship. And before they even had children, she got out because he hauled off and backhanded her. She left. They were separated for a month. His father ended up calling her to basically say he was in anger management classes. He's very sorry, take him back. And against her better judgment, her family, her friends, she did. She went back. She said there was basically peace for 4 years. They had two children, they had two little boys. And after his father died, all hell broke loose. That's when his abuse of her and the children got really bad. And it came to the point to where he began to SA her. And she actually had the forethought to put a recorder in the place that he would always corner her, which was her closet, like a walk-in closet. And she turned the recorder on because he was basically telling her he was going to sexually assault her, SA her. He told her he was going to do that. And she went in there, made an excuse to go to the bathroom, turned the recorder on, and she's got that recording. And they do play parts of it, and it's horrifying to hear her because he's basically telling her, yeah, this is going to happen. So anyway, well, and we'll fast forward. I won't tell you everything because we don't have all the time. He was convicted. When she was divorcing him after his conviction, a judge ordered her to pay $1,000 a month in alimony to him once he got out of prison, and then for her to pay his $47,000 legal fees because he was not working. She was. She told the judge, if you make me pay him, I'm going to get the law changed. Judge basically laughed in her face, and guess what? She got the law changed and does not have to pay him alimony or his court fees. So, ladies, you can come out of a situation like that and you have more power than you think. All of us together can make a very huge difference and actually get laws changed to help protect us and those that are coming up behind us. So, yes, that's what I wanted to say.
Okay. I have wrestling going on here. Quiet on the
Oh,
set.
yeah,
Quiet
we
on
got
the
like a second.
set.
You gotta wrap it up. Hurry.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that we've been discussing. So here's a little experiment to do when you're driving. Be aware of what color the cars are next to you, or if you're on a one-lane road passing you on the other side. Be aware of what colors you see. There is a uh, Really?
Oh, maybe not. Hurry. That's okay. I'm not sure how much there is. There might be just one more minute left.
Hold on. I got the thing. It said running out of time, but it didn't say. I'm thinking it's 10 minutes left. We'll see. So sorry about that.
Okay. I'm sorry to
Um,
interrupt you. Proceed.
that's all right. There is a reel. I think I sent it to you, and I keep getting several of them, and they're showing 1980, 1990 when we had colors, and in the 80s we had fluorescence. And
Yeah.
then they're showing now. And now it's like, when they're building new homes, they're putting in white cabinets, white countertops.
Yep. Gray
Uh,
floors. Gray, gray, gray. Gray, black, silver, white.
yes,
Why?
it's gray, black, and silver, and like on the outside too, and then in the inside,
Yes.
and it's no color. And here's a good I meant to tell you about this. One of my friends, she had posted and talked about how some people won't put a color on their walls in their home because then when it comes time to sell, it's going to be hard to sell. And it's like, why are we doing that? Why can't we enjoy where we're living and paint it whatever color?
Yes.
And then you go to
Yes.
sell it, and if people don't like it, then they can paint it themselves what color that
They
they
can
want.
paint it, right? Why do we have to think ahead of, 10 years from now, who the heck is going to buy or not buy our house? Live your
Yeah.
life, live in color.
Yes, we need more color, and I'm guilty
Yes.
of always wearing black because black makes you look thinner. But I am at least wearing today my green Happy Gilmore shirt, but the black pants. But I do wear
That's
different
okay.
color bra and underwear if that counts. But I mainly wear black socks. But yeah, so do that experiment when you're driving. See what colors,
Yeah.
because every so often you'll see a red car or maybe a different colored car.
Yeah.
Hold on. Ouch. Ouch. It's like children, having children. I deal with this every day. And and it's the little pipsqueak that seems
That
to,
starts it.
yeah, she starts it, and hopefully they can be quiet for a few minutes. Sorry
That's
about
okay.
that. You guys are
I
probably
can
getting a
barely
good,
hear it. You're
good
good.
laugh listening to the WWE with the dogs. They're playing, they're not being vicious, so people know, this is what dogs do, and hopefully she outgrows it. But she's funny because she'll do a spin around, and I'm just like, she's just the funniest thing. All right, so anyway, back to the colors. Um, Also in the parking lot, people have said, I can't find my vehicle because
Yep. Yep.
they all look alike. So you almost have to press your fob
Yeah.
to figure out, hey, where's my car? Or
That's
use,
why.
I'm sorry, if it's a big parking lot, I think Google has this parking assist. Help us
Mm,
remember where you parked.
oh God. I know. Well, that's why I love 70s cars. I absolutely love the 70s cars because they were all made totally different. Like when you saw a car go by, you knew not only the manufacturer, you knew the make, model, and the year. It was phenomenal. And colors, beautiful styling, made to last. They've totally made those completely obsolete because no computers in there, nothing really complicated to fix, right? Those cars could last for years and years. But yeah, if I were given a chance, and we talked about this, I would give up the internet. I would give up my cell phone to go back and to be able to live simply and have those awesome cars again.
Yes, yes. In fact, I seen two older cars and they were re what do you restored and just
Yeah,
beautiful. One was like a
beautiful.
Camaro older Camaro, and the other one was like a Mustang.
Yeah, they're just built like tanks, not like the little aluminum things. You get
Yeah,
one tap and the whole bumper comes apart.
yeah. But I'm sorry, and I don't mean to offend, but the Tesla Cybertrucks,
Oh God, they're horrific.
I just don't see the the
Attraction,
craze.
right?
Hold on. Really,
Yeah,
guys? And it's
it's
you.
hideous.
It's Dexter doing that. I don't, can you hear them?
No, I can't hear them at all. But
Hey,
yeah, I've seen those trucks. They're absolutely hideous. And every time I see it, it makes me think of Terminator. Like
yeah,
that's like a truck, a police truck out of Terminator.
yeah. So I'm gonna sh share that reel on our group,
Okay.
and yeah, just take notice. And you know what? Um, I probably should do this with my clothes because I guess you could say I'm in my Adam Sandler era, wearing t-shirts, basketball shorts, you know. When the occasion arises, yeah, I do not wear Adam Sandler attire, but yeah, I am in my Adam Sandler era. But yeah, I should probably start wearing more colors.
More colors.
Yeah. Shows wise, I already talked about the reality shows, but season 2 has come back on Apple of it's Your Friends and Neighbors, right?
Oh yeah, it's so good. 2 episodes in, you gotta watch. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I started it. It's got John Hamm in it, Olivia Munn, James Marsden's in it.
Yep.
Um, I haven't started anything else. Trying to
Oh my
think.
gosh. Well, I'm anybody out there who's a Handmaid's Tale fan, The Testaments dropped 3 episodes last week, and I have gobbled up all 3 episodes, and it is wonderful. So much better than I had anticipated, and I am so looking forward to the rest of the episodes to drop. So maybe we can do like our reviews. I'll do mine, and then you can do yours.
Okay. Oh, Peacock has a new show called The Miniature Wife.
I saw that.
That
It's like
looks
Honey, I Shrunk the
interesting.
Kids, right?
Well, it reminds me of the movie back, I think, in the 80s with Lily Tomlin, the incredibly shrinking woman.
Shrinking woman, right?
Remember
I
that?
know. Yep.
And 2 more months till Toy Story. Toy Story
Woohoo.
5. Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm sure little Ragu is. So, um, for the next couple of days, we are gonna have crappy weather, supposedly. I don't know, it could change. It's been windy today and it was supposed to rain and it hasn't. So if you're in the, I guess, tri-state area, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, all these states that surround Illinois, just be weather aware. Things can change. Have a plan,
Always have a plan. Yeah, always have a
little
plan.
emergency kit too. I mean, me, the last time it was bad. I was in the hallway and then I went into the master closet. And I realized it's with me, it's probably a sensory thing with the noise. So, uh, working on that. And I will not record with 2 dogs in the room again. Not gonna edit this. So, all right, we got less than a
This is
minute
real
left,
life.
so
I see.
we're gonna
Okay.
wrap it up. And until next time, and please like, subscribe, share. If you have any episode ideas, let us know. We're working on interviewing people, and we're coming up
Yeah,
on our
we're
one
getting
year
together on this.
anniversary.
Yes, we are very quickly.
All right, till then, chicks. Over and out.
We love our scrappy peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, we look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.